Yo, sorry about that. So my space is extremely low, so I only have like 4 to 5 minutes on these videos. So you guys seen part one. You guys know I'm in the gold place, right? So pretty much like after I came out of this gold place, like I started to get this reality back in my mind and perception, and the way that it came back to my perception, the way this reality came back to my perception was honestly just fucking crazy, because like it was like this reality had so much sound, and the sound was so like digital and like mechanical. Like the best description I can like give an example of when talking about the sound of coming back into this reality was like when you're watching Transformers or something, and like the the way that like they move, or like when machines are like turning into the like, when they're actually transforming, like that sound, that bladey, how do you even explain that? If you could almost say it's like bladey metals scraping with like technology. Like that's how it sounds coming back. Well, that's how it sounded for me coming back into this world. So when I did come back, nothing was the same because I was still activated, and I just remember the floor kind of breathing, and the shapes were slightly different. Everything looked futuristic, like I was in some sort of, like I had blasted into the future of 2,000 years from now, but it was the same exact room. That's what it felt like. And oh shit, before I go further, let's go back a little bit. When I was in my DMT trip, when I was knocked unconscious on my sofa, the detail. Okay, you know how you can look at me right now, and you can shut your eyes, and you can still remember what I look like and kind of see me, right? But it's very faint, almost like ghostly, right? And then you open your eyes and it's clear again, as clear as you've ever seen, right? But when I was in my trip, it was more detail than with my eyes open and my eyes were closed. It was like fuck 4K, it was like 4 million K. Like crazy. Okay, so back to when I came out of my trip and I heard the sound of this reality and everything was so futuristic. I was like crawling around, and I was still kind of able to talk, but I couldn't talk very much because I had more. I was so amazed, and it was breathtaking. It takes your breath away and thought away, you know? Like when let's go back a little bit one more time, okay? When I was in my trip, in my DMT trip, I had no thought or feeling. It was pure experience. It it was like it had stripped the flesh off me, all the bone off me, all the feeling and thought off me, and left me with my pure self. When I was in that gold place, I had no memory. When you take your thought away, you don't remember who you were for that little bit of time in that little itty bitty world, right? You don't remember anything. You don't have thought. It was this peace, this quiet peace. It was amazing. Okay, so back to when I came out. I was crawling around, right? And luckily there was a mirror. It was crazy because there was a huge mirror in the living room, and you know how they say when you're tripping to never look in the mirror. Luckily, for some reason, it didn't catch my attention. My girlfriend was in the room, my friend was in the room, but they didn't catch my attention. The things that caught my attention mostly was that lamp that I had. My video's gonna end. I'll start part 3.